Today we're actually going to start with a historical lesson. Did you know that in 1776, Thomas Jefferson wrote the words, "Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness," in a letter to the King of England, which lived on in history through the Declaration of Independence. But did you know that these words were not original to Jefferson? Almost a century before, the famous philosopher John Locke penned the original phrase, "Life, liberty, and the pursuit of property," in his publication, The Treatises of Government. This idea that citizens of a nation have the right to property and thus happiness has become foundational in the American psyche, and many have come to the United States to live out this American dream. However, owning a home can easily become a nightmare if you are not financially prepared for it. A lot of folks are lured into the notion of purchasing a home because the principal payment can sometimes be cheaper than the cost of rent. After accounting for the four main components of a mortgage payment, which are principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, or PITI for short, a mortgage payment can easily become more than the cost of rent. Also consider this saying that is common in both the finance and the real estate world, that rent is the most you will pay per month, while owning is the least you will pay per month. Now you can see why it's important to make sure that you are in a good spot financially before making the largest purchase of your life. Let's run through some numbers as an example of the real cost of buying and owning a home, shall we? So let's say you are a young couple making $100,000 combined and have roughly $22,000 in debt. And that's based off of some national averages. So you have $15,000 saved for a down payment. This will end up being about 10% of our purchase budget. But depending on your loan type, you may be able to do as little as 3.5% to 5%. Now, did you know that the buyer is actually responsible for roughly 3 to 6% of closing costs? That means, in addition to your $15,000 down payment, you will also need an additional $4,500 to $9,000 just for the right to own the home. Now, assuming in this market a 7% interest rate, your purchase budget would put you in the neighborhood of about $150,000. Now, this will vary based on a number of factors, but we will use that for our illustration purposes. This would bring your principal payment to just under $900 a month. Not bad, right? Well, we also need to add in the taxes, assuming the national average about $2,690, which tax on another $224 a month. Well, lest we forget insurance. In this example, there's actually two types of insurance. One, homeowner's insurance. We will figure out about $1,000 based on this report, and we'll put that in the show notes for a realistic estimate. Next is private mortgage insurance, and this is a specific type of insurance that is added to your mortgage payment by the bank in the event of foreclosure if you put less than 20% down as a down payment. This can be removed down the road if you refinance or once your home builds up about 20% equity. But if you were to use an FHA loan, you would have what's called MIP, or mortgage insurance premium, which is similar to PMI, but it cannot be removed unless you refinance to another loan type. Okay, all that being said, once everything is all said and done, your monthly payment would be roughly $1,300 a month. Now, $1,300 a month doesn't sound too bad, does it? But let's not forget that you also have the responsibilities of your other debts to take care of. This also assumes that about a $150,000 home is suitable in your area. But the national average is actually $412,000, which is a far cry from $150,000. And if your home will need ongoing maintenance, you may need to budget a minimum of about $2,000 to $8,000 just for maintenance costs. And if your property resides in a community with an HOA fee, like mine does, that could be another $50 to $150 a month in addition to your mortgage payment. So you can see how the cost of home ownership begins to add up really quickly. Now, I know this sounds quite hopeless, but the good news is that it doesn't have to be. It is important to remember that, like any large life decision, owning property is all about proper planning. Here are some things you can do to prepare for owning a home other than just stop buying lattes, because let's be honest, no one wants to do that. So number one, Pay down your debts. Getting your debts, especially those high interest rate ones, paid down will allow you to save more and therefore qualify you for a larger purchase budget. When more of your income is going towards appreciating assets or things that are going up in value, that is a recipe for success. Number 2, shop your interest rates. You see, not all banks and interest rates are built the same. See what different options you have in regards to your interest rates by shopping different banks, or you can use a mortgage broker to do the shopping for you. Even small differences in interest rates can save you thousands of dollars over time. Number 3 is be patient. The worst thing that you can do when buying a home is buying one before you are ready to do so financially. Do not let the pressures of the American dream force you to make a bad decision. Keep working on your financial health, and remember that all good things come to those who wait. Do not let your home become a burden and not the blessing it should be. Number 4, work with a professional. Make sure to choose a realtor who can help answer all of your questions and not someone who wants to push you into a home that is not right for you or way more than you can afford. In addition to a good realtor, it is important to work with someone who can help you make the best decisions along your financial journey. Here at Simmons Capital, we want to help make your current and long-term dreams a reality. And we can help you by looking at your current financial health and determining what steps you need in order to get to where you want to be. Because like John Locke and Thomas Jefferson, we want to help you experience life, liberty, and the pursuit of property and happiness. To find out more information about the services we offer and how we can help you in your financial journey, check the show notes down below to a link to our website where we can set up a time to meet or just review whatever questions you might have.